Hi, we're at Occupy Wall Street by Zuccotti Park, and I'm talking to
Chris Guerra.
Chris. Can you tell me why you're here?
I'm here to help save my country, or try to unfuck it, that it's royally screwed up. And I'm trying to save it. And I would be here even if I didn't agree with OWS, because everybody has the same right to free speech as anybody else.
What would you like to see happen?
Well, first off, bring back the Glass-Steagall Act, end corporate personhood, because if corporations are a person, then they're considered a cannibal because they like to eat each other up all the time on a regular basis. And then have the people that caused the 2008 downfall tried for treason and promptly shot.
Do you think that this movement is growing, or
it's beyond belief? I mean, of course, the winter, it's cold here. You guys are from Massachusetts, so you should know. I mean, I'm from California, and it was pretty bad. I'm from California, so it was pretty bad. But, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I'm used to dressing like this during the winter time. But, I mean, I knew for a fact, even if there were tents here, people would go home because it's cold. And I stayed here. Me, my working group, the Black Knights, made sure there's people here 24 hours a day.
Now, the Black Knights, what is that?
Well, I came up with the group after the raid, because when we got raided, we didn't have we didn't have enough communication between the medics and the security to shuffle people out of the park efficiently, so people got injured. That, and also we knew about infiltrators, but we had no service to get rid of them. We're like the FBI of OWS.
Okay. And what do you see? Where do you see this movement going? What's your next step?
Well, we got the elections coming around.
Are you part of the elections, or?
Oh well, I mean, I can't run for. Oh well, I mean, even though I'm 27, I don't believe there's an age limit for Congress. I don't believe, or is it still 35? I don't know. I know it's for president 35. So at the earliest, I can run at 2016.
So do you plan on running?
Yes, I do.
For office?
Yes.
For either a local office or?
I'll try governor, if not that, senator or congressman.
And what do you see? What's the next step for Occupy? I know right now they're on 14th Street.
Yes,
in New York City.
that is one of the things. Is now, instead of staying in one place, we're going to move around, causing disruptions. Like that over there is a disruption. Is considered a disruptive act. Kind of like we actually got on Wall Street for a month, which when we first planned, never thought was going to be possible. That's the reason why we picked this park, is because when we first got over there, they didn't allow us, so we came over here.
So basically the running plan is, from what I understand, maybe I'm wrong, is to cause disruptions.
Well, that's one part of it. The other part is we're going to start putting people in Congress.
In Congress. Yeah.
Because some of the kids, anarchists and the other isms, believe idealistically, which I believed like that when I was young. I'm 27, but I'm older than, I've matured. And I know that our system of Constitution it's not perfect, but it's the best thing we got, because no system works in the United States due to the physical size and the difference between cultures.
Okay, one more question, and I'll let you go.
Oh, I'm here all day.
When you say disruptions, you're not talking about violence.
No, of course not. All the violence that's happened here was either instigated by the cops or by the cops towards us. Now, I'm not saying self-defense is not violent. So, personally, I would have. Self-defense doesn't count. It's violence.
But you would not consider violence as an option,
no,
or a means to an end?
Well, not at this moment, no.
Not as a means to an end?
No.
And you say not at this moment. What does that mean?
Well, if they're starting to shoot us, but then again, that begins to be into self-defense. But hopefully that doesn't get like that.
Okay.
But I believe the way the country keeps falling apart, we'll probably end up as a civil war, but I really hope not.
Glad to hear that. All right, Chris.
Because Wall Street is already planning for something in 3 months to happen, like a major tank in the economy, which caused. Because our insiders on Wall Street are buying up a lot of gold, beyond belief, which is not a good sign for the dollar. Because if you're buying up gold, then you're losing faith in the dollar without saying you have no faith in the dollar. So, they even have exit strategy plans of leaving the city if we were declared martial law, which is, and these aren't just the new, paranoid people. These are old timers that know something's coming, but they're not saying.
But no violence.
No violence.
Okay.
Of course not.
And you wouldn't even consider it,
Only if I was attacked first, but that's self-defense.
but only if you were attacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's-
none of this Bush is preemptive self-defense like he did with Iraq.
And one more question.
Yes, sir.
Some of the people want to know, what's your feeling on Israel?
I don't believe it has. I mean, that's another situation. I can go into the reason why Israel became a state, but I mean, because we felt guilty for letting the death camps happen, because we knew about the death camps during the war. I mean, we did. Brown Brothers Harrisman, who was headed by a Jew, that's right over there, was funneling money to the Nazis with Prescott Bush, which is kind of ironic. But anyway, beside all that political crap, my grandfather did not go to World War II to save them, for them to become the next Nazis.
You think Israel is the next Nazis?
They're acting like it. They're border patrols, stars and water, all that. I mean,
On that point,
personally, if I was president, I'd be like, just like everybody else, I don't want to touch it. But I mean, personally, if I wasn't president, I don't believe I believe in the Jewish people to have the right to be there, but we took their land from someone.
Okay.
Which it goes all the way back to the Bible. But then again,
is the Muslim Brotherhood running this operation on the ground?
what here?
Yeah.
Here. OWS.
Yeah.
No.
And what about Communist Party?
No. Communism never existed. Never has.
Okay.
It
Let me
never
ask you
has existed. No.
one more question.
Yes, sir.
And statement. I disagree with you about the situation with Israel.
Okay. Which is fine.
Completely.
That's okay. It's cool.
I think that you're not sure of the history,
I kind of do.
like the actual real history. So
Well,
that's why I disagree.
Well, it depends on how far you want to go back. Do you want to go back to the Old Testament? Because
No.
that was the land of the
I want to go back
Canaanites,
to.
if you
I
want.
want to go. We can only go back to the '67 war.
Yeah.
We don't have to go back any further than that.
Okay.
There
Because
was no such thing.
when you say get into debates with them, people go all the way back to that. I'm like,
No. I'm talking. Let's even just go back to the '67
Okay.
war. There's no such thing as an Arab Palestine.
Well, I never said it was Arab. I had nothing.
You know, and there was no such thing as they had their own state ever. It was never
Well, it was
existed.
pe-
They were all
we
from
forced
Jordan.
people out.
They were all no. But that's where we differ. So I'm going to come back again.
No, which is fine. I would love to have a debate with you because
Okay.
everybody has the right to do it, but it's one of those situations where it's like, I mean, hey, you have the right to say whatever you want. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying I'm anti-Israel, not anti-Islam at all.
Well, I love Israel, so
Oh, hey, who
we
cares?
differ on that.
Oh,
but
well, it's your personal belief.
I'm
Which
gonna-
I found out there's a lot of people in Israel that don't like their own country because they're in constant
there's a lot of
war.
people here that don't like our country
Oh, yeah,
too.
well, yeah, but I mean, there's
Just look at our president for one.
Well, it's just kind of funny about Israel because when he won, everybody was happy except for Israel because people thought he was going to turn on him, and even I thought they were going to like abandon him. Like he was practically talking about it, and then
No.
I was like, "Whoa!"
No.
He's
He pretty much turned his back on Israel. But I have.
well, not really because he did it because the way he wanted is to practically like to be like Ron Paul and cut all funding. But the problem is that there's a lot of voters which wouldn't go too far.
Well,
too far for it.
I'm running out of film
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
But
Go
I
ahead.
appreciate Chris. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
I'm down
And
with it.
we do differ about Israel
Yeah, but that's like a touchy subject.
and any kind of violence
It's not
associated with Occupy.
Yeah.
But I'd like to come back and interview
Oh, I'll
you
be
again.
here.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
All right.